Nosekill says, I wasn't going to watch the game, but then I heard Lazard starts over Corley and I ran to my TV set. Sigh. Wonder if elimination changes things. What do you think is going on with Malachi Corley? I'm going to just phrase it to you that way. And however you feel the need to respond.
I think what it boils down to is that we have particularly on the offense, we have a coaching staff that doesn't know how to develop. So if you're not doing it and then they're entirely too particular, like it's like what we saw with Mike Williams. Like, it's like, dude, send the guy on fly routes, throw him the fucking ball.
Yep.
That's what he does. But we can't figure that out. We want him. Nope, you're supposed to be here. And you were here. And we don't like you anymore. And that's kind of what we see around here, So like Corley, I mean, I don't know. Can we really justify the idea that Gibson is a greater asset than Malachi Corley?
No, you can't.
So I think I chalk it up to the staff, dude.
Hard to disagree with you. I think the staff has a big part to do with it. Like the fact that Xavier Gibson has a 15-month leash because he returned a punt for a touchdown in week 1 last year for as long as he did is like bizarre to me. And why some people feel like they end up in the doghouse faster than others is very confusing to me. What really irks me on this one in particular is the Jets made everyone aware by their own doings, by the way. They leaked it on draft night that he was their number 4 wide receiver in that draft. They then, in their docuseries on YouTube, post Joe Douglas going wild on the phones from about pick 45 on in the second round, trying to move up for this guy. And then after all that, he can't even be active on game days. Like what has gone wrong in the last 6 months to where it's gotten to that point? And if they're going to tell me route running, which I think has a big factor in this, I think it's the route running. That is so stupid, because how could you possibly have watched this guy at Western Kentucky and been like, yeah, I like Malachi Corley because of his route running? No, you like him because of what he can do with the ball in his hands. And they just can't find creative ways to get him the ball. I don't think he's ever going to be someone who's like, I don't know, even a number 2 wide receiver in an offense. I look at him as a gadget player, which still has value and is still as useful, but you have to use him in that role. They're essentially, anytime he's out there, he's either blocking or they're sending him on a fly route and throwing him a jump ball. I don't get it.
Yeah. And that's what we were doing with Elijah Moore too. Remember?
Yeah.
We're like sending him on these fly routes. Like Elijah Moore's bread and butter is working the inside. Like, I don't understand. Like, we just don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't know.
It feels like they were flying by the seat of their pants and they didn't have a plan. Like they drafted all these guys and signed these guys and they didn't really have a plan or an identity for them, which is just mind boggling. I think Corley is the latest example of it. I'm not going to fully give up hope on Malachi Corley. I think if, a new regime comes in here and an offensive staff can figure out a way to creatively get him the ball, maybe give him a special teams role, there's a path to him being a useful player. But also, 3rd round pick, the Jets haven't had a ton of luck in the mid rounds at wide receiver with Joe Douglas and then going back even before Joe Douglas. So would it be the most shocking thing if it just turns out to be kind of a nothing burger and a miss in the draft? I don't think I could say that either.
No, it wouldn't shock me. But at the same time, I think like what we're looking for, what we're hoping for is that somebody comes in here with a true offensive prowess attached to them. And if they do, I honestly feel like guys like Corley and Kenny Yeboah, hopefully he's here. I mean, I don't know. He's on a 1-year contract. But there are guys I don't understand why Rucker is still starting over Yeboah.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
It's like you got one guy who's, knock on wood, never dropped a pass for us, blocks like a demon, plays great specials. And you got another guy who, look, God bless him, we all love him. you know, Jets fan and all that. But it's like he drops a pass like every week.
Yeah.
Like,
Back
why
to
is
back
he
weeks
still out there?
of
Why?
massive drops. And, you know, his bread and butter was the blocking, but I feel like his blocking has gotten worse this year too. So disappointing there on the Rucker front.
What's up, guys? Matt O'Leary from Talkin' Jets. If you liked that video, please make sure to subscribe and follow for more New York Jets content.